fashion designer, and I'm here today to discuss fashion design and fashion styling. So fashion design, I will describe it in three terms: imagination, illustration, and creation. So technically, it's the art of imagining something, illustrating it down, and creating exactly what you have illustrated. All right. And then fashion styling is the art of putting things together that already exist, not creating things that already exist to form something new. So technically, styling for me is recreation with things that already are, pretty much. All right, so fashion design, as I've mentioned, it is imagination, illustration, and creation. Now, I will just give you a brief story of how I joined fashion design and what I thought fashion design is and what I found it is. So we all think fashion design is where you just have a tailor cut fabrics for you and combine them, stitch them for you, and you have a garment. That is what we call tailoring or sewing, yes. But fashion design is broad. It has a lot of things in it, and I'm going to break them down. So we have fashion illustration, which is the art of drawing. We have fashion, pattern drafting. Now that is the art of forming a pattern that resembles the garment. So you use the pattern to cut out a garment, if you understand it. And then we also have fashion styling, is still under fashion design as a whole, as an industry, yes. So fashion illustration, it's broad, and I think these are things you need to go to school for. But I just want you guys to know that fashion design is not just about what people call it out here, because you'll find someone who only knows how to sew. They tell you I'm a fashion designer, and we feel offended because we have gone to school and you've studied a lot of things. You've done a lot of work to have the title fashion designer, and then someone calls you a tailor. No offense, but we take offense. So what I mean is, fashion design has a lot in it, more than people say. So when I joined fashion school, I only went there to illustrate. I was very specific. I told the lecturers, I want to draw that. I want to draw, give someone to stitch, and that was me. Until I got to school, they're like, you know what? No, that is not what goes on. Fashion design has a lot in it. It has pattern, and you have to study all these things for you to be a fashion designer. So it took me a while, and it made me realize that we get into careers not having the knowledge of what you're getting yourself into. Okay, for me, it was a passion, and I always love fashion design, so I knew, however hard it gets or easy it gets, I will still do fashion design. So, but the point of the matter is, we need to know what you're getting ourselves into. So fashion design is not easy, and it's not glam, because out here we just see people dressed up, and we're like, oh, I want to do fashion design because that person looks really lovely in these garments. Yes, there's that part, but we need to look at the behind the scenes of the glam, the events you see people dressed up. And this is what people don't get. So being a fashion designer is quite hard, because on the previous videos we talked about the challenges people face. We talked about the advantages and disadvantages. And I think the challenges are more when in real life, because it's a business. If you're custom making, you have different clients coming to you, and it gets chaotic. But the point of the matter is, you just need to know what you want. You just need to understand what it is that you're getting yourself into. Fashion design is very interesting. It's very nice. It's very profitable. It's a very absolutely engaging industry, and you can network with the greatest people. But you need to have the first-hand information before you get yourself in it. And it's easy. It's not that hard as I'm making it look like. Pretty much. So fashion design, that's the basics about it. We have drafting, we have illustration, and illustration goes deep to fast drawing a human face, drawing hands, arms, legs. You need to draw all these things for you to actually have a title and do a lot of exams at that. Yes. Moving on to fashion styling. Fashion styling, like I've mentioned, it's the art of combining things that exist. And by that, myself, I do what I take things, or rather, I have this perspective. If this is the normal way of wearing a garment, I reverse it. Call it reverse psychology. Yes, that is me. So I always think of it in a reverse cycle. So if it's the front, let me put it at the back to the front. Think how it will look like. I always like to go, if this is the right perspective, go to another perspective, go to another point of view, you know, and perhaps you can understand. You don't have to be professional to style, and you also don't have to go to schools. I'm not certain there are schools for styling, but there should be. There should be. But you don't really have to go to school to be a stylist. And you'll find a lot of stylists we have in the industry, they have not really studied it. Perhaps they've done fashion design so that you can get the knowledge of colors, of garments. This goes with what, this can go with what. There's that knowledge. But most people who have not gone to school for fashion design, they will not be stylists really. But the ones that are there, they have not gone to school, and they do really well, because if you have a sense of fashion and you have a good eye for color, you have a very brilliant eye for detail, then I think that is pretty much all you need to call yourself a stylist. Put things together, and I mean, show off in social media, show them off, and then we don't always get perhaps the right market you want to get. But I think there's always a market for you. There's someone who will look at you and they're like, okay, that is so me. So I'm going to copy her style. I'm going to watch her do her videos. I'm going to watch how she does color blocking and stuff like that. So yes, I mean, fashion styling, fashion design, they're all broad. But it's just a matter of you deciding, you know what, this can work for me, this doesn't work for me, I can do this way. And you don't have to do what the industry is doing. Just be different, be yourself, do what you think you can do, and do what you feel your heart wants you to do. Do what your passion drives you to do. Yeah. If you would like to reach me, my socials are eva_.carey on Instagram, eva_.carey on Facebook, and Eva Carey, my personal page on Facebook. Yes, and subscribe to this lovely channel where we give you insight on different issues about life, especially fashion design. Bless you.